Good morning, traders, and welcome to NewsWare's Trade Talk for Monday, January 5th. Okay, let's get into the action. Take a look at the S&Ps. We're trading higher. We're up 0.27%. That's a good start. Obviously, the big developing story is the U.S.'s involvement in the removal of Venezuelan President Maduro. Face it, the markets are, reacting relatively contained. I mean, Treasury yields are slipping a little bit, but tech is trading higher. The oil energy stocks are trading higher, so it's actually being a little bit of a positive morning for those sectors. Key economic event for today is going to be the ISM manufacturing data. It's coming out after the market opens. But I've got to point out that today is the start of the CES conference. This is a major tech conference. And today you're going to be hearing from a number of CEOs, including CEOs from AMD and NVIDIA, because they're both scheduled to speak. So that could be something there, something to pay attention to. Earnings calendar starting to pick up. Nothing really exciting this morning, but later this week we had APLD, Stars Brands, STZ, RPM, GBX, and WD40, WDFC, all scheduled to report this week. All right, now we're taking a quick peek and we're looking at the action overseas, and we're looking at the DAX. The DAX is up 153 points, or 0.62%. Seeing gains in tech and defensive stocks. The FTSE's up 0.24% with strength in precious metals and defense stocks, and the CAC is flat to higher. It's up 0.02%. Tech, industrial stocks are helping the move to the upside, I will say. In Asia last night, the Nikkei opened up for the first time in a while, it seems like, but they really showed a gain of almost 3%. Market was up 2.97%, or 1,493 points. You're seeing gains in tech, financial stocks, and defensive shares. Hong Kong eked out another gain, up 0.03%. Saw positive action in technology, property shares, and some consumer stocks. The Shanghai in China was up 1.38%. You saw strength in clean energy and defense stocks, but it was tech that was really outperforming in the region. And then we're turning our attention over to oil, and oil is flat to higher this morning. We're looking at WTI at $57.88. We're looking at Brent at $61.27. They're up about 1% this morning. They were flat all morning long, but they since started to show a little bit of positive action. But Venezuela remains a minor producer on the global stage. The country only produces about 1 million barrels a day. And then you had the OPEC meeting that was yesterday. No big events happened at the meeting, and they didn't discuss the developments of Venezuela or the tensions between Saudi Arabia and United Arab Emirates. So, that's not, that's basically a big nothing. And, for oil to be up 1% this morning, okay. But remember, we got enough supply to withstand any loss from Venezuela. And with the takeover now happening, I would expect those cargo ships to be starting to flow smoothly in that region. So keep an eye on oil. Oil's going to be a big mover this week. We're going to see a lot of volatility there. Okay, now we're moving on to economic reports for today. At 10 a.m., we get the ISM manufacturing index. But on Friday we get the December jobs report, and it's expected to show, non-farm payrolls rising by about 55,000, which is slightly down from the 64,000 in November. Data's a bit better, than it has been. But December jobs data, that's going to be the key report for the week. All right, moving on, and let's take a look at the markets real quick. And we're looking at the Dow, and we're looking at got about 8 higher, 22 lower, but the ones that are higher are really showing strong gains. Chevron, Caterpillar, all Chevron, Caterpillar, IBM, and NVIDIA are all showing more than 1% gains this morning. Chevron is really really big on the leaderboard this morning. And then in terms of the FANG stocks, they're mixed action there. Tesla lost its lead as a world top EV maker. They lost it to BYD out of China. In terms of Dow Jones 30 stocks, Chevron is up 6% this morning. It was up over 7.5%. And this is due to the intervention in Venezuela, where Chevron has a major stake in that country. NVIDIA, we're seeing NVIDIA shares up 1.4% this morning. CEO Jensen Huang is going to be delivering a keynote speech today at 4 p.m. at the CES event. Merck and Disney were added to Wells Fargo tactical ideas list, I saw. What else we got happening here? In terms of catalyst calls, Bank of the Ozarks, that's ticker OZK, Oscar Zebra Kilo. They were placed on Citibank's 30-day negative catalyst watch list, OZK, Oscar Zebra Kilo. Moving on into our pick of the day for today. I'm going to go with Denali Therapeutics, DNLI, David Nancy Larry, India. They got a PDUFA date that is today, and I think that I think it's going to be positive. The option volume was not indicative of anything, but I do think that the report will be positive. And the major brokers, the ones that do follow it, they do have elevated price targets on the stock. So yeah, this could be a good one. But for me to get in, I want to get in at Denali. I'll get in about $16.15 is what I'm looking at. So that's my pick of the day, DNLI, David, Nancy, Larry, India, PDUFA date for Denial Therapeutics. Okay, let's move on. Let's talk about, what's happening in the markets today. What do we see here happening? OKTA, Oscar Kilo, Tom, Alpha. They announced a 1 billion share repurchasing agreement. GoodRx, GDRX announces Wegovy pill availability. Let's see what else. Moderna announces global regulatory submissions for seasonal influenza vaccine. STNG, Sam, Tom, Nancy Grace, Scorpio Tankers announced time charter out agreements. Tower Semiconductor, TSEM, enters collaboration with Light Sea Technologies. Apollo APO, investor group, is said to be investing over $1 billion in QXO. Dick's Sporting Goods, DKS, was added to Goldman's conviction list. Lisa Su, AMD's Lisa Su, she's speaking at 9:30 p.m. at that CES event. Okay, that's all I'm seeing this morning. Okay, let's move on to my pick from Friday. I went with IBM, and it didn't really work out. The stock opened up at $297.56, and it fell down to $289, and closed at $291.50. And this morning you see the stock trading. Stock is trading higher. I mean, IBM is trading at $295, and I was thinking $296.50. So I don't think it was a miss. The data wasn't great though, and we kind of knew that it was a real slow news day, right? This period of time, so it's kind of hard that day. But it is bouncing back today. It should deliver a gain. But as we get closer into earnings, you're going to see this one start to run again. But IBM didn't happen on Friday, that's for sure, and it didn't pick up much today. But that's confirms today's podcast for Monday, January 5th. Traders, you know what to do. Let's go out there and let's make some green.